Alright, we're going to talk Virgo stellium in the 12th house. We own the night. And it looks like I wrote this, coming up on almost 5 years ago. And eventually it was incorporated into an article in the Astrology, the National Reconnaissance Office. It's a black budget counterpart to NASA that is the NSA's silent partner in surveillance and possibly the most secretive intelligence agency on the planet. So, everybody's heard of now at this point, thanks to Ed Snowden, the National Security Agency, which basically is maintaining databases of all the world's electronic communications. And we all know NASA is the space program, or at least it was for, it still exists, not quite what it used to be, but there's the NRO, which does things in space and is an intelligence agency. It's not the NSA. What the NRO does, first and foremost, is they maintain all the spy satellites that are orbiting the Earth. So this is on, they have agencies have charts, just like people. Just bring up the chart of when the agency was founded, use that as its birth chart, and you go from there. And there was a little bit of a challenge in tracking down the NRO's chart. That was, maybe I'll do another video on that. Alright, the NRO's sun, its identity. Venus, self-worth. Pluto, where it's powerful, and its north node, its long-term destiny, are all in Virgo, sign of analysis, sign of technical wizardry. They're all located in the 12th house, which is the house of hidden matters and secret societies. Virgo is a sign of precision, while a 12th house emphasis is often seen in the charts of those who work at night. It comes from Bob Marks' Astrologer. If you take a close look at the NRO mission patch featuring a pair of mesh-covered owl eyes that reads, quote, "We own the night." If you take a look at that, you're going to see a lot of the Virgo 12th house emphasis comes through in this mission patch. In the lower half of this patch, you'll see 4 triangles, 3 of which are filled in and 1 that's hollowed out. And they appear to be flying over the southern hemisphere, or actually over Africa. The triangles in the patch are believed to represent 4 of the NRO's Onyx-class spy satellites, 3 of which are still in orbit, and 1 of which deorbited in 1997. Whoever created this patch did so with a real Virgoan eye towards precision, because according to Mr. Paglan, that's Trevor Paglan, who the person primarily responsible for disseminating these patches. According to Mr. Paglan, the 4 triangles in the patch are depicted in the precisely correct orbital orientations to the planet as the NRO's Onyx satellites are in real life. The caption, "We own the night" on this patch is a reference to the fact that Onyx satellites are equipped with an imaging technology known as synthetic aperture radar, or SAR, the development of which was pioneered by the NRO in partnership with the U.S. Air Force. SAR uses the echoes of radar waves to create incredibly detailed images of a target without any need for an onboard optical camera. So this is different than, say, night vision cameras, which magnify light that's already there. It's actually being reflected off the moon, or that's generated via other ambient sources. SAR technology actually doesn't require any light at all. So it basically allows you to see as accurately, that's the function of Virgo, during the night, that's the 12th house, as everybody else can see during the day. An example of SAR in action should help illustrate just how powerful this technology is when it comes to discernment, that's Virgo, of the unseen, that's the 12th house. Back in 1978, NASA launched an oceanographic satellite equipped with SAR known as CSAT-1. CSAT's onboard SAR enabled it to remotely detect what was going on beneath the ocean surface by using radar wave echoes to sense through the water, loosely akin to what a medical intuitive does when they attempt to discern what is going on in your body by sensing into it. Okay, as a result, CSAT collected more information about the conditions of the oceans in 100 days than all of humanity had collected in the previous 100 years. Now that was a NASA satellite. This is an NRO something that the NRO uses a lot, but the idea is the same. Now, this isn't to imply that SAR-equipped satellites like those built by the NRO are psychic, quote-unquote psychic, in the literal sense of the word. However, their astonishing imaging capabilities can reasonably be analogized to technological version of extrasensory perception, the exact sort of phenomenon we astrologers associate with the 12th house. So Virgo in the 12th. So the other thing with that is if you look at any of the photographs online of the NRO, what you'll see is technicians, Virgo types, working in clean rooms, working on satellites. So the mission patches, definitely if you're into astrology and, other sort of, you're into like, I don't know, UFOs or, into all kind of alternative subject matter, these mission patches are just incredibly interesting. They're actually, in a weird way, kind of artistic. So they're good to use. But if you just look at some of the more mundane, boring photographs, the ones that are released from the NRO, it's definitely a Virgo 12th house sort of situation. You've got technicians working in what amounts to a hospital for spy satellites. In fact, the one image I'm thinking of, and I'll see if I can find one for you guys, is of the Hexagon satellite, which is kind of where I got the idea to name my magazine Hexagon. That's a whole other story. And it's looks like a surgery room, and they're working on the Hexagon, right? So, anyways, that is about it. If you got any questions, just go ahead, comment, or send me a message. All right. Particularly interested to hear any Virgos. If you're Virgo with 12th house planets in Virgo, definitely, say so in the comment section. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.